I'd like to welcome you to WCPT AM's Out Chicago. Think of us as Sunday brunch with your gay best friends. Now please welcome your host, Scott Duff.
And a happy Sunday fun day to everybody out there, you pinky commies out there. All you communists out there. Welcome to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here along with Ellen Miller.
Good morning, Scott.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, no, it's starting.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Scott's had a rough couple days.
It's been a doozy of a week, but today we are focusing on the power of community, histories, and the act of creation. In 2022, the Pinta Pride Project, the incredible force behind the Buffalo Grove Pride Parade, they launched their holiday card writing campaign, sending letters to folks in the LGBTQ community who've been shunned by their families. And this story is just so amazing and incredible. And one of those recipients reached out to say thank you. Literally showing up on their doorstep. Carolyn, Pinta, and Captain Katie Benn are going to be joining us later this hour to chat about how something as simple as a postcard can have a profound effect. Oh Lord, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna break. I'm not gonna bury the lead. I had to say goodbye to my dog this week, so I'm a bit of a mess, and I apologize out there if we're just gonna pretend that I'm talking to Paul Williams.
There you go. That's why you're emotional over that. But everybody understands how hard it is, Scott. And,
yeah, but we're going to get through this because we've got some great things up. Kokandy Productions, they have been knocking out hit after hit after hit the past couple of years. Right now they're presenting here, which you saw.
I did, last week.
Girl, first of all, thank you so much for covering last week. You and Kathy were fantastic. I wish I was in the studio to join you to have conversations because, oh my gosh, I love hair.
Yeah,
Hair is the American tribal love rock musical. Come on.
And some of the subjects that they're talking about, obviously they're pertinent today.
They are still hanging around.
They really are. About the police and the government, and they as I said, they interjected trans issues because that's the LGBTQ community that's at the front lines of horror and terror by our regime right now. So it really brought some current relevance to.
I mean, again, they've got their finger on the pulse.
They do.
They've got hair going on right now. Next month, they're doing Sunday in the Park with George, another like an entire musical about the act of creation. So wonderful. And then the following month, they are partnering, they're remounting their award-winning production of Jekyll and Hyde with Broadway in Chicago. I am so proud of Kokandy. They are fantastic. We're going to be chatting with producing artistic director Derek von Barham. And because Dear Leader wants to rewrite history, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, you can check out all of the warning signs that he wants to put up outside the Smithsonian's Museum of American History to let you know that this is not true. I thought it might be great if we revisit our conversation with comic, writer, and Emmy Award-winning producer of Hacks, Guy Branum. He also has a series on social media that things only old gays know. And it's fabulous.
I got it. That sounds great.
Yeah, it's fabulous. So we've got a show today that hopefully will inspire you, that will hopefully give you the feels and happy feels and not necessarily annoying feels.
Look, we're going to try.
We're going to try. And of course, we would love to hear from you. So give us a call at 773-763-9278. That number again is 773-763-9278. Of course, you can text us also at that same number, 773-763-9278, because we would love to hear from you. And you, of course, you can always listen out Chicago Live Sundays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central at 8:20 a.m. on TuneIn from heartlandsignal.com, where you can watch the live stream and see my very puffy eyes on WCPT's Facebook page or the Heartland Signal YouTube page. And today's show is coming live on Facebook. We're reading your comments, so please leave your thoughts as well as like and share the page. You can find it at facebook.com/WCPT820. Oh my goodness, you're coughing. How was Michigan?
Michigan is always great. We hadn't, because our dog was ill last year with lymphoma, we didn't travel that much, and we didn't go to Saugatuck for the first time in many, many years. But it's always just a great time there. The people are great. You know, it's a little gay mecca that you drive
It
2.5
really
hours
is.
away from
You saw
Chicago.
Big Red?
We saw Big Red, Megan Murphy, friend of the show, friend of yours, friend of ours, and boy, does she put on a great show. We haven't been to the Dunes in some years, and because it's generally like, you know, disco and dancing and bar and
You're like,
you know, it's
and a lot of dudes.
and there are a lot of dudes. There's like hardly any women there.
There are a lot of dudes there.
But it was fun because the cabaret, Big Red was playing Friday and Saturday. We went Friday night. God, there were like 2 great seats open and people were standing. I don't know how that happened, but we had a ball watching her. What a powerhouse. She's a dynamo.
She's amazing.
And she works the crowd, and obviously, you know, the gay audiences have been her forte. I mean, she's in Puerto Vallarta. She goes to P-Town here in Chicago.
She does like Brand G cruises.
Yeah, gay cruises. I mean, she is just so beloved by the LGBTQ community, and deservedly so. Singing, you know, the comedic aspect, all of it. She's the whole package. You know, we saw her in Guys and Dolls a couple of years ago.
Guys and Dolls?
Wasn't it Guys and Dolls?
Oh, wait. Oh, no, Anything Goes?
Anything Goes.
Anything
I'm sorry,
Goes.
I get the two.
No, they're very different.
Yes, they are. They are different. Anything Goes. And she, just seeing her, you know, in a musical, where there's dancing, there's acting, there's singing, and this, she's just the all-around performer.
She's amazing. She's incredible. She just made her Broadway debut with The Wild Party. They did the encore series that Lincoln Center puts on, and Chicago's very own Lillian Brown, who's been on the show.
Yes.
She directed it.
Oh, that's cool.
It got great reviews. She got great reviews. She, I've known her for ever.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that she was a hoofer. Like she's
I know.
A tapper.
She's really good.
She's a tapper.
She was great in Anything Goes. She was dancing. She's the whole package.
Justifiably so. She got the Jeff Award for that one. But
yes, she did. Yeah. So it was, you know, the beach, Oval Beach is just a treasure. I mean, it's a beautiful beach. You know, you pull up your car, we run, you know, we pack mule all of our stuff, too much stuff, but we have our little chairs, our coolers, our stuff. And just yesterday, Scott, we got there at 10:15 a.m. and left at 6 p.m.
As you should.
We spent the whole day there.
As you should.
And then we had
what a beautiful day, too.
Yeah,
that's one thing I'm always jealous about Michigan is they get the sunset.
See, that's why we love
get the sunset.
The western coast of Michigan is just... Because everywhere we travel, usually we go to places where we can see the sunset. Because I don't get to see it.
I know. We do. It's just not over water.
No, I can hardly. I mean, I have to go to my alley. And,
do you?
Yeah, it's just the way our house and our neighborhood is. Yeah.
The Marianos on Lawrence and Ravenswood. The parking lot.
Oh, yeah, because I've gone there to get on the train. Yeah.
It's really great to see the sunset.
There you go. Keep it in mind. Yeah, I do have to travel to see them. Well, maybe just a mile would be, you know, next time I'll do that as opposed to. But anyway, it was always great. We had a little sad news. You know, you take things for granted. There's a bar called the Sandbar that we go to. It's kind of a dive bar, but it's a classic bar in downtown Saugatuck. Every Saturday they have blues. A guy named Pete Curtis was the manager, and of course, when I was there 2 years ago, I know he was having some health issues, and he passed away. And then last night we were getting ready to go because the last weekend of the month, there's always a band called the Shirey Brothers. Danny Shirey is a great local blues artist, and he has been so generous to me over the years. He and I are just like simpatico. I'd get on stage, and you know, the minute I walked in, he'd make a big deal. Oh, look who's here, you know, from Chicago, and bring me on stage, and just had a fantastic time. And it was the last Saturday of the month last night, and so I was hoping to see him. And we started Googling, and we realized he passed away a couple months ago.
Oh, no.
And I'm literally on the beach, and Kathy's reading it. We went to Sunset last night, and I just, you know, it's like life goes on, you know, and a lot can happen in 2 years. So both the manager, who was a dear man, and my favorite leader of a band passed away as well a couple months ago. He wasn't that old. So, it's a reality check. That's why we do what we do and see as many things and enjoy life to the fullest because, you just never know. So it was a little bittersweet to learn that news. But all in all, we reconnected with old friends and met some new ones around the campfire. Where we stay, they have a fire pit.
Okay.
And you can buy a bundle of wood for $6. And I just walked up to the fire pit the other night and I'm like, hey, just checking out the fire. They go, is it a community? It is now. And this family, they were Grexicans.
Greek and Mexican. Is
Correct.
That what you said?
And she was Greek. I had no idea. Her husband was Mexican. They had 2 kids and the girlfriend of the oldest son, Vinny. And they were the nicest family. They're from Carpentersville. And she got pretty quickly into politics. She's very active. She's in a suburb where there's a lot of, obviously, a lot of red happening there. But we bonded. I just loved the kids. The parents were great. And the following night, we brought a bundle of wood, and Kathy and I both went to the fire. And there's something about that.
Oh, and it was kind of cool enough to do that.
It was definitely cool.
Yeah.
It was definitely cool at night. It was in the high 50s at night there.
Oh, heaven.
Some people love that. I'm like, well, as long as I had a fire, I was good.
Yeah, you're fine.
So
yeah,
anyway, you never know who you're going to meet. We met some other nice folks there, too. It's just... it's only a couple hours away and it's good to have a getaway. So we did that and we literally got home this morning. We left after the show last Sunday. So this is it.
True.
So,
that is true.
So I know it's been a tough week,
Oh,
Scott,
man,
and,
it has been. It's been a doozy, as I said.
It's so hard to lose our 4-legged fur babies. They're just unconditional love.
And this was the first time, with our other dog, Buster, he was also, he was diagnosed with cancer. He had been going through chemo, we did all the chemo and all that stuff. And you could just tell he was done. It was very, very clear. Yeah. And he was ailing. Yeah. And with Sweet Emmett, it was just kind of it was hard to,
hard to figure out when the time is right. They kind of let you know.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And I've been, emailing my vet for a while. I'm like, hey, this is happening. And do you have any resources? What can we do? And she was she said, please know that there is no right or wrong decision to make. This is hard. And what made it even harder was Jerry was off in Chautauqua having the world premiere of an opera that he had written in this beautiful place. I was supposed to join him, but I had to change my plans. But it did give me, I've sat on my porch. I sat on the patio all week because that was Emmett's favorite place. And also, maybe TMI, it was also the least offensive place when things got explosive because things were getting. Yeah,
because he wasn't well.
He was not doing so well. But oh boy, it was. I know it sounds so silly to be talking about a dog in a way. We had friends come over last night, and we were like, let's do a movie outside. And we were joking around we're going to do a double feature of Old Yeller, Sounder, maybe Marley and Me, or let's do Where the Red Fern Grows. We were just naming all the dead dog movies. But it's funny. I was able to take some time and kind of reflect, what this dog has taught me, the whole unconditional love. We are those weird people. We are definitely the weirdos that talk for our dog. Did you have conversations with Maggie?
Of course.
Yeah. Did Maggie talk back?
She did. Especially when I played harmonica, she talked back.
but did you provide her a voice where she would weigh in?
No.
Okay, so you see, we're the crazy people.
You're a little more crazy than us.
we're a little more crazy.
Just a little.
But he, in our discussions that we had with our dog that we provided his answers for, he would always say that he loved everybody equally. He'd I love you, Daddy, and I love you, Daddy, but I also love, everybody. He just loved everybody equally. And this week, talk about realizing the power of community. Just from taking him on walks and seeing the people that I would run into whose dogs I knew, you know, and they were like, I can't believe I'm still tearing up because I do not have any more liquid in my body to do all that. But it was a week of me spontaneously bursting into tears while walking to people because like there's this great couple and they've got this Portuguese water dog named Keats, and like they were having a conversation. I heard them. They were like, "Oh, there's Emmett. I have to go say hi," and they left a conversation, and I told them, I'm like, well, we're saying goodbye to him on Friday. Lost it right there. And I'm like, and this is also a really bad time, but I'm Scott. And they're like, oh, I'm JP and Cindy. I'm like, we were able to like, because of this dog, we have formed, our community has gotten bigger. And we were able to do things. On Friday, the day that we did say goodbye, I was taking him out for a walk because we gave him some bacon in the morning. There was a bacon explosion. So while Jerry was cleaning that up, I took him out for a walk, and there was this poor lady who was walking this crazy little dog, like he was just crazy face, and she came up. She's like, "Hey, can I talk to, like, oh, he's so great, can they meet?" And like, and she's like, "How old?" And I just looked at her, spontaneously burst into tears. I'm like, 15, and we're saying goodbye to him in 3 hours. And she's like, "Oh no!" And so we're just like, now she's crying. Here I am, just spreading joy all over these main streets of West Edgewater. But we did have like, and my a memory that I'm going to be taking with me for a long time is we took him on his final walk. We live right across the street from a butterfly garden and like a pollinator habitat. Shout out to Scott Fink, who for the West Edgewater Area Association, it's so beautiful. But we have to cross Ravenswood to get to it. And it's a big cut through street. And it was moving very, very slowly. And so we were trying to get people to go by as we were in the crosswalk. And this one lady stopped. And she's like, we were like, go ahead. It's going to take a while. And she just stopped. She rolled down her window. She's like, you take as long as you can.
She saw he was a little...
And then she's like, love them till they leave you.
Yeah, which is,
as we said. So we're walking across, and like neither one of us. We were two middle-aged gay men with our elderly dog crossing the street, and like we didn't have our glasses on, and our eyes, of course, were like kind of weepy. But and as we finished crossing, she just went, "I love you guys," and she shot us the like "I love you" sign on that. And for a second, I thought it was Abby Smith, who runs Felines and Canines, which is where we found, that's where we met Emmett.
I wondered, Kathy asked me where you got Emmett.
It was Felines and Canines. It's up on Devon. It's basically a fabulous sapphic dog and rescue organization, dog and cat rescue. They do their work. And I reached out to her later. I'm like, this is a really odd question, but did you let a middle-aged gay couple and their old dog cross Ravenswood? She's like, I wish I did. And then I explained like this was his last walk, and like what a wonderful moment, like to have you
come by,
have you be there, or at least she was in our mind. You know, because
kind of full circle.
Yeah, it was very full circle. And I said everything, and I'm like, thank you for all of the work that you do. And Felines and Canines, like they're just a really wonderful organization. They've expanded to a place. They've got a place in Alabama now. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pretend that was you. And she replied, yeah, it was me. And then, I have to give so much love to this organization called Lap of Love. They are an animal hospice and euthanasia service. They come to your home and they help you say goodbye. And Dr. Mike, wowza. He turned a horrible horrible, awful situation into something that it was beautiful. And we got to say goodbye to him. Like, he was so great. Like, he came in, he's like, hey, how are you? He spoke in very like hushed, calming tones. He had his medical bag, like a little doctor's bag, like oldie-timey doctor bag.
yeah.
And then he opened it up and it was filled with Snickers.
He's the one that gives chocolate. I know about him. Yeah.
And
He gives them
like
chocolate
chicken
before
puree and all this stuff. He's like, I'm just going to sit here and let him get used to my smells and my sounds for a little bit. We're doing all this on his time. And this organization was truly special.
People just, and we had them, as backup, but our vet ended up
Your
coming.
vet, yeah.
But I know I've heard such, wonderful things on how they make,
I'm going to try to, like, once I can make it through a segment without crying, I would love to have them on, because I think the work that they do is so
absolutely
wonderful. Again, it's Lap of Love. But like, we went through everything. He talked us through all the steps. Emmett was in the garden in his favorite spot. My neighbors have been extraordinary. My friends have been even better, which I will talk about later on. But it really has been, it's just been a doozy of a week.
Yeah, I know.
And he was just the sweetest, most loving creature on the planet. He never met a stranger, except German Shepherds. He didn't like German Shepherds.
Okay. Nobody's perfect.
I know. But he didn't like the German Shepherds, and he would go after them. I'm like, dude, you've got 4 teeth.
Yeah.
You've got 4 teeth. You're not going to win here.
I know. Yeah.
So anyway, but again, I know, here we are.
Appreciate his spirit. Here we are both crying.
Here we are,
I'm going through my dog I lost 9 months ago, and I'm just kind of reliving it through you, and it's just it's hard. It's just the hardest. It's hard to get over, because you're just part of your life. They're part of your family.
Yeah. So we were very, very blessed to have known him for 11 years, to have him be a part of us. Jerry wrote the most beautiful poem.
Oh, he did. Really touching and beautiful.
I will not read it, because I can't read it.
I can't read it. I'll lose it too. So.
I will look it through, but I think it's public on my social medias. So if you want to go to Scott Danger Duff on Instagram to read this tribute to a really special dog.
Yep.
And for all you out there who have pets, give them a big old squeeze and some extra tummy scratches.
I'm getting some texts from friends of mine that want me to give you a hug for them. My friend Ellen Garippo is a regular listener.
Oh, Ellen, who I met at the Magic.
Yes, you did. She's sending a virtual hug to you right now.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, and I also have to say happy birthday to my sister.
Oh,
it's her birthday today.
Oh, that's so nice.
So life goes on.
Yeah, I know.
It's just going to be a little bit hard.
It is.
For that.
It will be for a while.
So thank you out there, listeners, for indulging me. I know it's only because you're communists that you are doing that. So thank you for all your communist views about dogs. But we should probably take a break.
Let's do
and
that.
I have to read words now. So, but this part of Out Chicago is brought to you by Team Hochberg. Are you looking to purchase a home or refinance your existing home? Call Team Hochberg, your trusted local lender with nearly 800 5-star Google reviews, like this one from Chuck. My wife and I were looking to purchase a condo to be near our grandchildren and weren't sure where to begin. So we contacted Team Hochberg, who did an excellent job. David Hochberg was a breath of fresh air, no baloney, and very transparent, which was refreshing. He knows his stuff like the back of his hand. No gimmicks, no BS. Thank you, David. Let's review. Chuck and his wife wanted to move closer to their grandchildren, so they contacted Team Hochberg. David answered their question and helped them purchase a condo near the people they loved most, their grandkids. If you want the same outstanding service Chuck, his wife, and thousands of WCPT listeners received, call Team Hochberg at 855-563-2843 or visit 56david.com. That number again is 855-563-2843 or visit the website you know and love, 56david.com, ACM, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 643114. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to get my composure back, maybe. And there is more Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
I'm filmmaker Stephen Cohn. Welcome back to Out Chicago on WCPT.
Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ella Miller, just kind of slowly weeping through the
commercials. But
it's great.
We're professionals.
We're pros.
We're going to move on to.
We know how to do this.
Talk about some bad things.
Some stuff, I guess. We don't get to some stuff. Monday on Choose Views, Richard Chu would be joined by Ashley Bell, candidate for Congress in the 10th District of North Carolina, Sarah Jones of Politicus USA and the Daily Politicus, and retired Army Lieutenant General Russell Honore, founder of the Green Army, a coalition of civic, community, and environmental groups fighting industrial pollution and climate impacts in Louisiana. Also this week, FCC Commissioner Ana Gomez will join Richard. That's Choose Views, weekdays from 6 to 8 a.m. Central on WCPT 820 a.m., the Heartland Signal website, TuneIn, YouTube, and Facebook. So I had a bad week, or a challenging week. Challenging week. I believe I got sunburned on some of the, because I literally did not leave my patio so he could just kind of do his thing. It's nothing compared to, it's been a disaster of a week for dear leader.
Oh, yes.
Oh, dear Lord.
He bombed.
Oh, my gosh. Literally. Drunk Uncle Pete Hegseth and acting AG Todd Blanche, they had disastrous performances in front of Congress. His war in Iran has reached a new low in approval ratings. His subpoenas against New York Times journalists and their families got laughed right out of court. Canada disinvited the United States to the opening of the international bridge because he's like, you give us tariffs. Officials admitted to canceling grants to states that didn't vote for him.
Like Illinois.
Yeah. And he had to get pulled off the stage when España won the World Cup. He was mercilessly booed as he entered the pitch.
As he should
be. There we are. And then in all of it, the cherry on the cake of this week was he hosted the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the fact that he's hosting an event to honor journalists and free speech was just, I'm like, what are you right after he had, like, his administration was subpoenaed the New York Times, the reporters and their families. He subpoenaed somebody's mom because they were reporting stories about this Qatari airplane. It was the most cringe thing I think I've ever said. I could only stomach a couple of clips. And even then, I couldn't even get through all of them because I'm like, it was like going to the worst open mic ever and somebody running the light for an hour. I'm like, get off the stage. Get off the stage. It was so dumb. I really, this is the thing that is still confounding to me, people. How do people support him? How dumb everything is stupid. This is it. Everything they are doing is stupid.
Yeah, that is.
It's dumb. It's pointless. It's cruel. Like the whole, there was an executive order signed on Friday to put warning signs outside the Smithsonian Museum of American History saying that this is not accurate because they're saying, they're teaching people to hate America. It's like, no, they are teaching.
The truth is what they're teaching.
The truth. They are taking, we have said many times, and we all know, history is written by the victors. Yeah. And what the amazing people of the Smithsonian and museums across the country is they give you different perspectives. Right. That is what we are looking for. We are looking at different perspectives of what happened. And by giving you a fuller, more rounded experience, you gain more empathy for people who might not have won during that time.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
He's just detestable.
Did you see any of it? Did
No,
you look at
I
any
didn't.
clips?
I didn't.
Yeah.
We did not see any of it. The next day I saw our service, the cell service where we were, was pretty
Oh,
rough.
good.
Yeah.
Great.
So we kind of, Kathy's like, says, it's kind of nice that we're forced, especially you, Alan, to not be in that phone the whole time.
Yeah.
Because you just can't get, especially when we're at the beach, there's like no service. So the next, I didn't even know it was happening until the next Saturday.
I didn't know it was happening.
When
Yeah.
I read
Same.
about it, and I just was not surprised that he bombed, and then his jokes about himself bombed.
And then he capped it off like he finished the big grand finale was him pulling out a Trump 2028 hat.
That is so
Most time that people-
funny.
I mean, like he was calling out individual reporters, telling Caitlin Collins that she needs to smile more.
My favorite comment from the man.
Every time I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Wolf Blitzer was great.
Him giving those awards out for the journalists that called him out for all of the horrible things he's done, and he's just sitting there smirking like,
Well, I'm thinking, what are you gonna do?
what are you gonna do?
What
He's
you
like,
gonna
hey,
do?
And then he shook all their hand. I saw that clip.
But Wolf Blitzer being like, so these are the people that brought this, like, here's the Epstein files that happened, blah, blah, blah. And because of that, this person was doxxed, la, la, la. He went through and said everything while Ding Dong was sitting next to him. It was brilliant.
Including the photographer that took the picture of him
Yes.
when one of the guys passed out, and he was just more upset that his attention was not on him during something in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
They had
The
that.
way they described it, I mean, like the dichotomy of the stillness of the president in the front looking vaguely confused and the motion of the people behind him taking care of this person who fainted.
Yeah, he's atrocious.
But I will say, and this is a little gossipy.
Okay.
Because Hunter Biden has also been making the rounds.
He has. He's been
This week,
very vocal.
lately. This particular week, he was making the rounds on doing some podcasts. He did I've Had It, which I love, and the Dom Lemon Show. And he proudly states what is wrong with Washington, D.C. Here is a clip from the I've Had It podcast.
Okay, I believe that the biggest problem in America is in Washington D.C. with the federal government is it not the oligarchy?
Closet cases.
It's the closetocracy, as I call it. It is, and I'm being totally serious. I know for certain, and I'm not kidding now, is that there is, and everybody in D.C. knows this. I mean, I lived there for 20 years. Everybody knows there is like this closeted gay mafia, largely Republican, that exists in Washington, D.C., and everybody knows every single one of them who's gay.
Yeah. The closetocracy.
Closetocracy, great word.
Yeah, it's a fantastic word. And then, like, he doubled down with Don Lemon. He was asked, he was saying that there's a contingency, a cabal of gay Republican men that are closeted and have an enormous amount of self-hate, and we all know who they are in D.C. Lemon asked him, was Lindsey Graham one of them? And he's like, of course he was. Like, everybody knew Lindsey Graham was gay, and there's a whole list of other people. And then later, Don Lemon asks, well, who else is gay? Which is just a little messy. Again, that's why it's a little gossipy. Yeah. And I was hesitant of kind of doing this. Yeah. But
it's out there, so we can talk about it.
But this is he's just like, look, I'm already in enough lawsuits, Don. Are you asking me if Josh Hawley is gay? Are you asking me if Stephen Miller is gay? Are you asking me if Speaker Johnson is gay? Give me another minute. I'll give you 6 more names. Great. I'm not one for outing people who are, I'm just not one for outing people because it's like, everybody's on their own journey. They do whatever they want and what they need.
Of course, we have to respect that. But
we respect that, but at the same time,
but these guys,
what they are doing is because they are so self-loathing, they're so self-hating that these closet cases are passing legislature that inhibits us.
It's horrible.
And I think we need to call them out.
I think we
keep
do
on
too.
calling them out.
Keep
Keep on doing it. So thank you, Hunter Biden. You were not on my bingo card for 2026. Listen, we need to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to be joined. Hopefully, we're going to tell you a little story that will hopefully bring a smile to your heart.
Some joy.
So stick around. You're listening to Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
I'm Jen Grosshandler.
And I'm Chazzy Grosshandler.
We're with the Gender Cool Project, and you're listening to
Out Chicago.
Woot!
Woot! There we are. Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff and Ellen Miller here. Hey, tomorrow on Live, Local, and Progressive, Joan Esposito will be talking to urban historian Dominic Pasiga, author of the 2025 book Clout City, The Rise and Fall of the Chicago Political Machine. David DeWitt, Ohio Capital Journal editor-in-chief and opinion columnist, filmmaker, journalist, and best-selling author Greg Palast, and Margaret Donovan, visiting lecturer at Yale Law School, former assistant U.S. attorney for the District of Connecticut, and former captain in the Judge Advocate General Corps. That's Live, Local, and Progressive, weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Central on WCPT 820 a.m., heartlandsignal.com, and tune in. Look, you know how much we love the Pinta Pride Project.
Oh, we sure do.
Well, yeah, they are amazing. And in 2022, the Pinta Pride Project, the incredible force that is behind the Buffalo Grove Pride Parade, they launched its holiday card writing campaign, sending letters to folks in the LGBTQ community who've been shunned by their families. And recently, one of those recipients reached out to say thanks. And this is like the story that I need right now, just that fills my heart. Joining us now are Carolyn Pinta and Captain Katie Benn. Carolyn and Katie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Scott, you do not need another thing to make you cry this weekend. We're not going to talk about it because you deserve a break.
Thank you.
Please know you're in my heart this weekend.
Thank you.
And now we shall move right on.
I feel it. I feel it because this story was, I'm like, wait, what? Like it was an explosion of love that happened. Before we get into the particulars, Carolyn, can you just talk a little bit about the campaign, the holiday card writing campaign?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us. And I'm so excited for you to meet the captain because she's freaking amazing. The card campaign started in 2022 when there was a Facebook page called Home for the Holidays where LGBTQ folk from all over the planet were connecting with each other and they were talking about sending each other holiday cards. And we watched them create a spreadsheet and we said, oh my gosh, this is something we could totally do with the nonprofit. So we did. We started collecting both writers and recipients. And this was just during the holiday season that we did it that year. We matched up writers with recipients and got maybe a couple thousand cards sent out that first year. But the campaign has grown and grown thanks to wonderful media outlets like yourselves who tell the good stories to get people involved in the good things.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you both know Heidi Stevens well from the Chicago Tribune. She's written an article about it every year that has really helped us to gain more writers. So the latest year, this past year, we have extended the program not just to the holidays, but to all year round. And we even will do special projects, which is what happened with Captain Benn that I'll tell you about. And this past year, we sent over 100,000 cards. It was just crazy.
Wow! What?
ERG groups. Yeah, isn't that wild? But we have ERG groups from all over the country. They'll just search, ways we can help the queer community, and ours will come up, and they can do it in their own office, wherever they are. I provide them the list, and it just works, and they'll send a load of cards. So what happened with the captain is, of course, as all of us have been captivated and disgusted by Pete Hegseth and all of his friends, I really started following Colonel Bree Fram and reached out to her, who she's been very outspoken, very high-rated military member about everything that's happened, and just said to her, can we have your address? We have this card campaign. We'd like to send you cards. And we did. And she really enjoyed that and said, hey, do you think you would write to some of our friends? Are you kidding? We would love to. So Captain Benn happened to be in one of those groups, and that's how we connected with her. And it has been life-changing to meet this heroine.
So how do you find the people to send these cards to?
You know, we're connected with a lot of LGBTQ organizations throughout Illinois. So that's one way we do it, is just to ask them to share the sign up. But I got to tell you guys, it's all the media. It is the media, you know, a little bit of social media too, but just the articles get out there. And especially somebody like Heidi, she's in, oh my gosh, what do they call it when people buy your pieces for different papers? What am I saying?
Syndicated. Yeah.
Thank you. She's in syndication in different like rural small towns all over the United States, right? So people will see that and be like, oh, I could be connected with this group in Chicago and write with these people. And I mean, the media is good.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
that's how.
Well, okay, so Captain Benn, you have served in the Army for 13 years. What led you to heed the call to serve?
So, and I hope you can hear me okay. I had some technical problems, but
We hear you perfectly.
Perfect.
Wonderful. So first off, I just want to say, you can call me Kat as well. I am speaking in my personal, I'm speaking as a person, as a private citizen here,
Yes.
not representing the DoD or the Army or anything like that.
Yes. Well, yes.
I just want to always leave with that, but because I'm still active duty right now. So I joined the Army. It's actually coming up on 14 years now, for a number of reasons. In brief, I lost a friend when I was younger. Her name was Courtney. I miss her dearly, but when I lost her, I wasn't doing well in my life. I wasn't doing things that made me happy. And Courtney had always told me, like, well, just go do the thing you want to do. And I always came up with excuses and reasons why I couldn't go do it, like the money or other things that are in my way, or I have a job right now that I can't quit. And she passed away, and that hit me very hard. And I actually put my 2 weeks notice in at my job the day of her funeral, because I thought, you know what, Courtney, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to change. I'm going to find a way. And then in my next job, I met a World War II veteran who told me about his time fighting in the Pacific and how he paid a heavy price and how he missed the soldiers that he had served alongside. And I looked at the grief in this man, and I saw that he had paid a heavy price, that he'd given of himself really, truly. And I felt that at the time of my life, like I was like, I could do more. I could do more to serve my country. And so I enlisted.
Wow. And then you were placed on administrative absence. Is that correct?
Yes. June of last year, I was placed on administrative absence.
Yeah, that might have been that had to have been a gut punch. What was your reaction to that?
I was getting ready for a deployment. I was supposed to be deploying. I was going to be taking command again I'm an artillery woman. We call our units batteries. I was going to be taking charge of a battery, and it hurt to be separated from my family, my Army family.
Yeah.
I was supposed to deploy. I was getting ready to go. I had, doing all the normal deployment things. I had put all my stuff in storage. I had broken my lease. I literally, the only thing I had in my apartment was my rucksack, my duffel bag, my body armor, and my personal equipment. And that was it. And I was expecting to leave out in a couple of days. And I get a text message from one of my superiors telling me, you're not going, and you don't need to come back into the office next week.
Oof.
Any explanation?
And well, it was because of the policy, the ban on transgender service members. So what really hurt me and affected me and still affects me is that I didn't go over there with my soldiers. And people may not know this, but I'm an air defense artillery officer. And air defense artillery has suffered I'm going to try and be vague about this, but Air Defense Artillery, the DoD has published that a lot of Air Defense Artillery units have lost soldiers over there. And it really, like, I wish I was there. I wish I was there right now. I wish I'd been able to be over there. I wish I was there doing my job.
Yeah. And you received, I'm sorry, we're really short on times right now. So you received one of the cards, and you decided, like, I need to let somebody know that this is effective. So you explain how you eventually met the Pintas.
Yeah, so I received some cards at a very fortuitous time in my life. I was feeling very down, and I had it in my mind. I was like, I have this address for the Pinta Project. It's near Chicago. I'm going to find time to go see this person or whoever this is that's sending these, because I didn't even know who they were. And so I ended up in Chicago earlier this month, and I was like, well, I'm in Chicago. I'm going to go visit this address that's on these letters I've been getting. And I walk up to this house and I knock on the door, and Carolyn comes to the door, like bewildered, like, who is this stranger? And I'm like, hi. And I showed her one of the cards. I was like, I wanted to say thank you for sending these cards. They really helped me. And that's how it worked.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing. Again, this is something about the power of community, the power of kindness, that just a simple postcard, a simple letter can really, really, really change somebody's world.
A handwritten one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gosh, I really hate that I have to end this right now, because I could talk about this all day.
Yeah.
There's the Pinta Pride Project. You all are, you lead with your heart, and boy, oh boy, we thank you for that. And Captain Benn, I really hope you are able to join your soldiers and do your job, because we need people like you out there fighting for democracy. And so I want to thank you for what you've done, and I'm so sorry for all that you are going through right now.
Thank you.
Just real quick before we go, how can folks sign up and help out with the upcoming card writing project?
Yes, I'm just going to tell you in 15 seconds or less that we were lucky enough to get to have dinner with the captain and to hear all of her incredible stories. And I'm thinking, from the little you heard, you might just feel like writing the captain.
Yes. Yes.
And all of her friends who could use your love and support. Just Google BG Pride, BG as in Buffalo Grove, or Google Pinta Pride Project. You will see right on our homepage how you can sign up either to write letters, or if you're part of the queer community and you could use some love, you can sign up to receive. Oh. Scott, thank you so much for having us.
Oh, my gosh.
So good to see you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to both of you, Carolyn Pinta and Captain Katie Benn, for just for your service. Both of you are doing service, and we see that, and we want to acknowledge that and thank you. So thank you. Go to Google BG Pride or Pinta Pride Project and start writing letters. It works. It's a simple act of kindness. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it is the second hour of Out Chicago right on WCPT Heartland Signal.
I'd like to welcome you to WCPT AM's Out Chicago. Think of us as Sunday brunch with your gay best friends. Now please welcome your host, Scott Duff.
And welcome back to the second hour of Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller, just rolling along.
Yes, we are.
Hopefully providing you some inspiration and creation.
There we go.
There we are. A little bit later on this hour, we're going to be revisiting our conversation with Guy Branum. He is a comedian, an actor, a writer, Emmy award-winning producer for Hacks. I thought we needed to chat with him, play that again.
And I was out of town.
You were out of town.
I get to hear it now.
You get to hear it. There you go. Yeah. And also, I'm very excited. And I'm so proud of our next guest.
Yeah.
Look, man, for years, Kokandy Productions has been knocking it out of the park with hit after hit as a major force in the Chicago theater scene. Right now, they are presenting Hair, which I know you saw.
I did last week. Saturday. Yeah.
There we go. Next month, they're putting up just a little teeny tiny show, Sunday in the Park with George. And then the following month, they remount their award-winning production of Jekyll and Hyde with Broadway in Chicago. And joining us now is producing artistic director Derek von Barham. Derek, welcome to the show and congratulations.
Thank you so much, friends.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks for having me.
Look, I believe I sent you a message the moment I received the Broadway in Chicago press release that like Kokandy will be at Broadway in Chicago. This is such an exciting time for you. Congratulations. Can you remind people a little bit about the mission and the history of Kokandy?
Oh, sure. And also just like, thank you, Scott, for always being a champion for Kokandy and for me specifically as an artist in Chicago. I feel like the first shows I ever directed, like you were always kind of one of the first people to reach out to offer support. So just thank you both for just continuing to do that.
That's what
coming
we do.
your way because you are. Oh yes, yes. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm blithering.
Kokandy Productions. We are a non-equity storefront musical theater company in Chicago, and somehow we have found ourselves with a Broadway in Chicago engagement at the Broadway Playhouse.
I know.
For Jekyll and Hyde. But yeah, when you list it all out like that, I think it accurately points out what a wonderful year we're having. Hair is currently running, sold out all this weekend. You know, the hippies have taken over the main stage at the Chopin. We'll have a little pointillistic painting going on in the basement in just a couple of weeks. And then right on top of that, Jekyll and Hyde reopening this September at the Broadway Playhouse. So lots of things, but could not be more thrilled.
I know, man. You've got to be pooped.
You know.
No, but as we said, Ellen and Kathy went to the opening night of Hair.
Yeah, it was really fun. I'm a big fan. In my office, I have the framed original soundtrack album in a frame. That's how much I love the album. It came at a time of when I was about 12 years old, and it was just such a life-altering play for me. And seeing it again, I had to see it. I mean, I had to hold back from singing, but I sang a little.
Right? Oh, I know.
People do sing along.
Don't hold back. We fully embrace. I mean, it's been so just heartening to see what an important show it is for so many people. I mean, all the way back, our first preview, one of the original cast members from the original Broadway production sent the cast an email message just to say like, hey, like calling from 1968. Thank you so much for doing this. Keep spreading the love. It's such a community inspiring piece.
Well, it's a tribal love rock musical.
And Derek, did I count like 17 cast members, something like that?
Yes, the biggest cast we've had probably. I mean, since I've been artistic director.
What a feat. It's unbelievable to direct all of them and have them, and they were all so talented. And I mentioned earlier in the show, bringing the issue of trans rights into it brings it, more up to date with what's, going on today. The bringing up ICE is also in there. I love that the relevance was there and people could see that some things have not changed that much, sadly, in the last 50 years.
I mean, the cast was such a huge part of this collaboration, and our director for the show, Brennan Irby, and Kara Olander, our music director, I think really encouraged everybody to bring their own things to the table in terms of, without changing a word of the script, but just like providing that visual reminder that this show is still as relevant today as it ever has been. And almost kind of like, I mean, there's a trail of protest and pain and hope and love from the creation of this show all the way to today. And I think one of the things the team did was try to capture all of that. So it's not just protect the dolls and out with ICE, but it's also, slogans from the Iraq War, slogans that you would have seen on signs in the 80s and the 90s, silence equals death,
Yes.
like basically this tapestry of protest that has been in our country since the inception of this show, just like being reminded that this production is one of many that has happened since then. And it still matters.
It does.
And the audience gets to be part of it. I mean, we encourage the audience to write on the set and add their own thoughts during intermission.
Yeah, those
So,
are markers. I wrote some stuff. Yeah, it was cool.
Oh, good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, look, I did the show between my senior year of high school and college in St. Louis outdoors in a
Perfect
sculpture
timing.
park. It was brilliant, and it's one of those things that those shows that just like stays with you. And the movie's fabulous, but your Kokandy's production that's at the Chopin Theater right now has just been like getting rave reviews. It's so exciting. And while this is happening, you are I'm assuming you're in rehearsals right now.
Yes.
For Sunday in the Park with George. Some people might not be as familiar with that show. Can you tell a little bit about that one? It's one of my faves.
Oh, same. So this is one of I think oftentimes people's like favorite Sondheim musical, specifically like really musical theater folk. It's just such a universal story about creation and what it means to make art and the sacrifices we make to aspire to be great artists. Act One takes place over a century ago with George Seurat and sort of his development of the pointillism technique. It's sort of centered around the famous painting that's hanging in the Art Institute, Le Grand Jatte, that you can go see at the Art Institute, which several of us in the production have done. But Act One's kind of about the creation of that painting and specifically his relationship with his muse, Dot. And then Act Two jumps to what was the 1980s, but for our production feels more important to just kind of represent like classic versus contemporary. So I don't know how rooted ours will be in the 80s, but something certainly more modern with a descendant of his in a gallery exhibiting a new work, and just kind of how the networking aspect of art creating and the commercialism has kind of taken over. So it really asks a lot of questions about why we create art, the things we have to do to create art in terms of, certainly you all know, the networking these days is as important, and who is as important as the stuff that you're creating in terms of getting it out to a wider audience. But for theater artists, I think it's just such a beloved piece because it's just got such beautiful music and such clever lyric writing about what it is to be an artist in any period, and how much of ourselves we give to our art, and because of that, how much we're giving up in other areas of our lives.
Derek, have you learned? Stephen Sondheim obviously has a remarkable way of exploring emotions in a complex way. What have you learned as a director from Sondheim's material?
Oh, God, it's just so good.
Well, that counts. That counts. That was your answer.
I mean, this is getting into like Kokandy philosophy a little bit. I feel like with some of our programming, we have a rep of like trying to fix broken musicals. That's other people's language, not mine. But like an Amelie or an American Psycho or even a Jekyll and Hyde. Shows that to some people might have great songs but not be super successful, or they never belonged on a Broadway stage, so they fit so much better in a basement at the Chopin. Like, we do a little bit of that, but once every 2 years, I'm like, I want a script that all I need to do is not mess it up.
Right.
and with Sweeney and Into the Woods and now with Sunday, the first thing I say to the cast is like, look, I've got some ideas. I've got some stuff I want to try, but I am reminded that all I have to do is get out of the way and let this music sing and this writing soar, and your performances be supported, and we're golden.
That's a great approach. It's a perfect approach.
Well, yeah, and you're gonna make a hat where there never was a hat.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Yeah, it is. I'm very curious because you're going to have both shows running at the same time. You're just taking over the Chopin. It's going to be now the Kokandy Theatrical Arts Performance Center. I'm very curious to see, because it's going to be in such an intimate staging of it, because that's going to be in the smaller space. What are the challenges that you've been discovering as you're like going through? I mean, fortunately, again, you're like, I'm just going to let the music do the thing.
Yeah.
But
I mean, part of it, and one of the reasons Nick Sula, who has also music directed Sweeney and Into the Woods, also did Jekyll. But specifically, when we come back to these Sondheims, something he and I kind of talk about from the outset is how can these challenges be opportunities, right? So for these shows that do have this glorious lyric writing and this wonderful music, how can we use the intimacy to our advantage? So, this is going to kind of be alley style, really close to the performers. Evelyn Ryan is doing some incredible orchestral reductions for us to kind of have this really like chamber piece sort of vibe to it. We'll seat about 100 people down there, but really like no audience member is ever further than 10 feet away from the performance.
Yeah.
And really just kind of, I think kind of one of my guiding concepts for this show is what's in focus and what's out of focus, because so much with pointillism and really any art, like what are we choosing to put in the frame? And so our playing space, we're trying to honor the dimensions of the painting. The majority of Act 1 takes place on a 10x6 platform, which is the scale of the painting that's hanging at the Art Institute. So really kind of like telling the audience, both visually and then with the way we're staging it, like this is what Seurat was focused on at the time. Like when things come into focus and into his point of view and he becomes inspired to paint them, we really kind of focus it in on putting it literally and metaphorically in the frame, so that Act 2, when that sort of disappears, we really utilize the whole space. Because the other thing about the show, and it draws both criticism, favorable and unfavorable alike, is that Act 1 and Act 2 are totally different.
Totally different.
So like we've really embraced, then the audience experience should be different. Like the way we're using the space, it should feel like we're somewhere else. It's two parts of the same show, but they are as different as any show offers. So I think the way we're using the space in each act will also be really fun for the audience to experience.
Sounds like it.
Well, I'm sure it will. I mean, again, because it's Kokandy.
Yeah.
And it's you.
You know what you're doing.
And it's you. You know a thing or two about a musicale. So that's going to start on August 13th. And then right after that, on September 8th, is when Jekyll and Hyde is being remounted for Broadway in Chicago. This was a huge hit for you guys.
It was. It was a big risk in many ways. It was our first show going upstairs to the Chopin, which, like I do think we've gotten so good at doing what we do down in the basement, and again using those challenges as opportunities to get really, really creative. And so, to go upstairs, to go to kind of a proscenium style, which is something we don't often do. Even Hair, our second show up there, we're like, nah, we did proscenium once up here, let's do something different.
Something different. Yeah.
It's much more immersive in the round, similar to what we do downstairs. But with that comes bigger design. There was also kind of out of the gate this, if we're doing Jekyll and Hyde, which for so many people, especially people who love it, has only been available as a cast recording for like the last 20 years because it doesn't get produced that often. So, we're doing the full orchestration, full 15-person orchestra. There's not an instrument that has been orchestrated that we do not have on that stage.
Wow.
So you really get the full breadth of this just huge bombastic Gothic score, because that's why people love it. And that's also why it's so hard to produce. And for us, there was a moment where it was like, oh, do we figure out what our stripped down basement, intimate, acoustic version is? And it's like, no, let's go for it.
Wow.
And I'm so glad that we did, because watching people experience it, even from first previews, what the vocalists are doing, what Nick Sula has done with our orchestra. It was like watching people at a rock concert, like getting to see a band that they loved but had not gotten to see in concert for 20 plus years. So to just like see people experience it and sing along and just openly weep when some of those bangers hit, it was just incredible. I would just sit to the side and watch the audience watch the show. It was pretty phenomenal.
Again, this is like what a gift to Chicago is Kokandy Productions.
Yeah, they sure are. Wow.
Yeah,
Got
for
a lot
real, my
going
friend.
on.
You have been knocking them out of the park for years, and I am so proud of all of the hard work because it's not easy what you're doing. And you know, I hate that I keep quoting Rent. But I quote it all the time now because the opposite of war isn't peace, it's creation. And thank you for all of these offerings that are so thoughtful that you are giving as a gift to Chicago audiences. So just a reminder, there's a lot going on with Kokandy Productions right now.
God,
you can go see Hair, that's now playing through September 13th at the Chopin Theater upstairs. If you get a little sleepy, you can go downstairs to the smaller one. See, Sunday in the Park was George, which starts August 13th at the Chopin Theater. And then Jekyll and Hyde, the award-winning production that Kokandy did, it starts performances September 8th at the Broadway in Chicago's Broadway Playhouse at Water Tower Place. To find out more information about this organization, that again, you all are becoming a major force within the Chicago theater community, and we are all better for it. Go to kokandyproductions.com to find out all information here. Derek Von Barham, thank you so much.
Thanks, Derek.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take care.
All right, we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, there is more Out Chicago right after this on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Hi, my name is Amy Sumter. I'm a comedian as well as She's Crafty, and you are listening to Out Chicago.
Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller. Just rolling along here. Hey, did you know that Out Chicago is available in delicious podcast form?
Well, I did.
I know, but did you out there know? Well, now you do. You can get Out Chicago full episodes and featured interviews. They're on, wherever you get them, like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeart, YouTube, Amazon Music. All you got to do is search for Out Chicago with Scott Duff and Ellen Miller, or you can visit the WCPT's podcast page at heartlandsignal.com/podcasts. We also have, like, as we said, there are featured interviews that are there. And today I wanted to kind of revisit one with somebody who I have admired for a very long time. It is not it's becoming more frequent now in the stand-up comedy world of encountering out and proud comics. And Guy Branum was one of the first ones that I came across and just fell in love with. I saw him on he was on Chelsea Handler's show, like Chelsea Lately and everything. And I thought, you know what? I want to play this again. Also because he does have a show on social media that is called the Things Only Old Gay Guys Know.
And what's his definition of old? I'm just curious.
Oh, me. All right. My age. You're not old. I am.
Okay.
I am. But here is our conversation from back in May. Tanya Richard, who's the amazing pinch hitter to come in, she was a part of the conversation. But here's our conversation with comic, writer, and Emmy Award-winning producer for Hacks, Guy Branum. Right now, I'm trying to keep it together because I first fell in love with this human being as a panelist on Chelsea Lately. And I'm like, who are you and why can't we be best friends right now? And now
you are best friends.
We are best friends. Now he's a writer and a co-executive producer on a little show you might have heard of called Hacks. I'm so thrilled and honored that actor, comedian, and Emmy Award-winning writer Guy Branum is joining us right now. Hey there, Guy.
Hello, thanks so much for having me.
Oh my gosh, thank you for taking time out to join us. I'm just gonna be smiley and goofy. I cannot tell you how much I adore you.
Thank you so much. That's so kind. I really appreciate that.
Well, because you are smart and funny. And hey, by the way, congratulations on Hacks.
Thanks. It's really fun having a new season come out and getting to see all of the dumb stuff that we thought about 8 months ago, turn into reality.
A girl in Ezekiel was fired up. You've gone Hollywood. Like, I was like, yes. I just wish you had like clip-on earrings so you could have ripped off at some point.
It's so fun because I first learned about the show Hacks because they wrote a tiny role for me on the first season, and I went and was on set for like the first week that they were shooting, and I got to talk to Jean and I got to talk to Paul, Jen, and Lucia about just this idea of, this female comedian who had never gotten the respect that she deserved, but had just kept working for the last 50 years, and it reminded me of so many of the people that I had worked for, and getting to come in and help write, especially for the last season of really giving Deborah her flowers and trying to respect that journey. It's been really fun.
Yeah, well, as an audience member, it has been loads of fun. And it's so interesting. Like, you really have worked with so many strong women, very strong, very funny. Chelsea Handler, who scares the crap out of me. Joan Rivers, who also scares the crap out of me, but she gave me a plant at the end of a show in Tupelo, Mississippi. Yeah. And now Jean Smart, Hannah Einbinder. Like, are you drawn to these women, or are these women drawn to you? That's kind of...
I think it just comes down to, like, when I started as a comedian, there wasn't really that much of a place for gay male stand-up comedians in Hollywood. And so the natural was for you to go write for Joan Rivers or go write for Mindy Kaling or whatever. And those people have always been so appreciative and supportive. And, I've really appreciated them. And it's fun. And, like, the thing about Joan is, like, Joan in that plant is, like, Joan understood the value and importance of her audience better than anyone else. And it's something that I think is so cool that they have always built in to Deborah Vance's character. This is somebody who understands that she only exists because of these fans.
I love that.
Yeah. But I mean, but there's something... You've always been out in your comedy career, like as a stand-up.
Yep.
How would you say things have changed? Because let me tell you, like it's a weird place, the stand-up world.
Like, the amazing thing is, like, audiences are what changed it. There just came a point about 10 years ago when women and gay people in the audience were not going to take it, and, like, for a long time, gay people, like, especially, like, queer men, like, queer ladies had been there in stand-up, but gay men were just like, that's not something we're going to do with our evening. We'd rather be dancing, and we're not going to be called the names that you're going to call us at the average comedy club. And audiences started to shift. You had an amazing scene pop up in Brooklyn with people like, Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang and John Early and Caper Lant. And it just sort of, created a space for us that, so many of us have been fighting for, but finally came together because the world changed. And like, that was really fun. But, like, the thing about being in a writer's room for Joan Rivers is that was where all the queer and female talent was at a time when there wasn't another place for them to go.
Yeah.
Well, so now that the tide, unfortunately, is changing and there's friction in terms of, like, your sort of observation that that's where it went to naturally and that the audience built that platform. How do the obstacles show up, or does that same audience sort of break through the obstacles, if that makes sense? I'm just wondering how things have changed.
That's a great question, because it is a situation where a lot of the institutions no longer feel the same obligation for a sense of diversity. But the thing is like, first of all, I think, like, speech is the thing Americans are not going to give up. And, like, and being able to connect our speech with our other rights is something really important as a community that I've seen us not do and I've seen us do. And I think we really have to remember that participation in politics and using our voices for things other than, you know, making jokes and saying, hey girl, it is really important, but like jokes are an important first step. And there's also just the way that like these institutions can't gatekeep the way that they did before. Now you have a generation of people like Caleb Heron who just made the whole game on their own, who with their phone were able to, and like queer comedy has had even more of an explosion since in the last 6 years when it became something that people were just doing directly facing to camera on their own terms and finding audiences. And it is interesting watching these institutions try to pivot back to, ooh, this should all be about straight white guys. And we're like, no, we don't want that.
You know, it's so funny. I'm just realizing now we had Cameron Esposito on the show the last time they were going after Jimmy Kimmel. Like literally, and now it's like, and now we've got Guy going on with Jimmy Kimmel. I love that you're bringing up free speech. The fact that they're going after this guy for a joke that was totally misconstrued and also happened about like a week earlier than what had happened, it's just kind of wonky. Are you still getting out as often as you would like to the comedy clubs to get out and to perform, or is to have that conversation with audiences one-on-one?
Yeah, I try to get up a couple of times a week just because it's good for my mental health. It's good, you know, it's good for me as a comedian. And also, you know, like as I get older, I do need to just, you know, maintain a relationship with the audience so that I know what they think is funny and what I should be talking about. And so I think it is easy for people once you have a nice writing career or a nice acting career or whatever to not do it so much. But I just think it's fun. And, you know, otherwise, why would I be going to Bloomington, Indiana?
Right.
Get a
there's a
fully
college
paid
there.
trip to Bloomington, Indiana.
You know, most people live their whole lives without ever getting to go to Bloomington, Indiana, Guy, and there you go. You've got this. One of the things that has been bringing me great joy,
me too,
is your series about the things that older gays remember.
Yes.
Again, this is why when I first saw you on the panel with Chelsea, I'm like, I know this. I know you. How could you not? Like, it's so brilliant because it's also like, it feels also kind of like community service, you know, a PSA for the younger gays out there. Like, hey, you think this happened, but hey, check this out. Like, I thank you for Ann Jillian. Your whole episode on Ann Jillian. I was like, yes. Go.
That was so funny. Well, first of all, the whole thing just started with this straight girl that I make videos with. We would go and do Man on the Street videos in West Hollywood, and I needed to stop her once every 15 minutes to explain some aspect of gay culture that she needed to understand to properly understand our situation. And she was like, you have to do a thing called What the Old Gays Remember. And I was like, oh, that's insulting. And then it worked. But then, like, my friend Ray was just like, I had to spend like 15 minutes trying to explain Ann Jillian to a bunch of younger gays the other day. Could you just do this? And I didn't think it would connect with people in the way that it did, but it was just, look, she was an icon from when we were impressionable young people who thought nothing was more glamorous than being a waitress.
Yes.
And it was really lovely to see how much, you know, something like that or the Two Fat Ladies meant to audiences.
Yes. So when did you like become like a pop culture connoisseur? Is this like, do you know your origin story?
Well, I think we all have, you know, amazing powers that we develop when we're in the closet and cannot, you know, put our full selves out into the world. And I think queer people end up learning a lot of stuff and developing some amazing skills because we don't get to be integrated identities. And then, you know, sometimes you lose that as you chill out and become a regular human being. And sometimes it sticks with you. And I think, well, and also I just think like queer people have always been repositories of culture, you know, like, you know, straight people so frequently have children to take care of and stuff like that. And queer people have children now too, but the vast majority of queer people are spending a fair amount of time getting really good at something that isn't raising another human being. And I think that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what's really funny though, Guy, is that I'm a straight, and sometimes I watch your videos and I'm like, do we have the same brain? Like, so much of your references are my references as a Black woman who was othered in a community as well. And so there's something really universal about that marginalized identity, right? Because I tell you, like, first of all, you're 10 years younger than me, so the fact that you call yourself an old gay, that's another story. But I'm like, well, we clearly were watching the same stuff, thinking the same things, dreaming about the same things. And so I get such a kick when you're in your videos, because you'll be like, this is something that you don't know. And then I'm going along with you, like, down the whole history of it, knowing it too. And it's a blast. I love it. I feel seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's like camp is the tool of being able to take culture and reappropriate it to your own needs. And when you are somebody who was underserviced, a woman, a person of color, by culture, you always had to be using some tools to figure out where you could see yourself. And it has been really cool. Like the different communities and subcultures I've been able to like get in there and engage with. I mean, nothing was scarier than when I decided to do one on the gayness of Luther Vandross, because I knew that I was touching something that is close to the heart of many ladies. Yes. And it really was, the way it was received was so sweet, and I was so proud of.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
Luther's
that's a whole ball of wax.
That's a whole ball of wax, as they say.
Yeah.
There we are, and dancing with his father and all that stuff, you know? But it really does, to me, feel like, because as I'm rapidly aging, I am so succinctly in my Mr. Jones get off of my lawn era right now with the younger gays, like, you don't know what we had to do, and like all that sort of stuff. And there's something so wonderful about, hey, this is what brought us joy, and this is also kind of how we got to where we are now.
Well, it was very funny. About a year ago, I had worked on a short film, like a gay short film, and we were in Palm Springs, and we had gotten done shooting it, and then we were like swimming around in the pool of the house where we had been shooting, and a kid who had worked as crew on the movie swam up and was just like a gay person in their early 20s was like, will you explain the AIDS crisis to me? Because I do not know what happened.
Wow.
And just sort of a thing of like, oh wow, these things are not, like, it's just not something that's been communicated to them. Like, there was no one there who said, you need to know about this. And it's really lovely that they have been able to grow up in a time when they did not have to be as aware of it in the same way. But also, like, they got to understand, or else everything that we've fought for over the last 40 years could go away so easily. And, like, that's the, like, you know, full of yourself portion of it. And then the other portion of it is just, these things are good to know. Like, Audrey Hepburn and Hubert de Givenchy were best friends.
Yes.
Like, that's just fun.
Yes.
The fun of it. My God.
No, but it's so great. What are there any other moments in, like, the queer icon, the queer canon, per se, like, that you are like, okay, this is essential to understand it, like Wayland Flowers and Madam. That to me is like, you got to understand, there was this gay man with an old lady puppet who would come out and be fabulous.
Like, Wayland Flowers and Madam is definitely one that has been requested repeatedly. A lot of people are like, how have you not done Charles Nelson Riley and Paul Lynde? But like, I'm like, for Pride, I have my eyes on a couple of things to just be like, you know, these are iconic. Just sort of like, I think I'm going to do like a proper breakdown of Judy dying and Stonewall happening. Because I think that there's a way that like respectability politics people always want to be like, that's not real, that's not connected. And it was like, when Catherine O'Hara died, I was like, I feel less hope today. And it feels very real to me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. You heard it here first.
I know, right?
We're gonna get the Stonewall Judy story that we've all been wanting.
I mean, I'm like, I'm just thinking of Angelian says it all. Like, if you understand the importance of Angelian, you are in our world.
Well, because life's not the French Riviera.
Okay.
It's not a charity ball.
She had that hairstyle.
She had that hair. She had that décolletage, and don't forget the little kitty cat choker.
I have a friend who has is working on a solo show called something to the effect of Ann Gillian in the Ann Gillian story, starring in the Ann Gillian TV. Like, it's amazing. And it was like, as it should be.
I mean, truly nothing more iconic than playing yourself in your own TV movie in the late 80s or 90s.
Right? I mean, that's...
Joan Rivers did it too.
Joan Rivers did it too. As she should. As she should. So are you're heading out on the road? Are you really heading to Bloomington, Indiana soon?
I was already in Bloomington, Indiana, but here are the things that people should be aware of. Stop That Train, the RuPaul's Drag Race movie, is coming out on June 12th.
Girl. That trailer is the stupidest thing on the planet with 4 O's, and it is, I am first in line. I cannot wait.
It is a really fun script. Adam Shankman, who directed Hairspray, the musical, directed it. Like, so many great talents. Rachel Bloom, most of my scenes are with Charo.
Oh my
I got to spend 2 days with Charo.
What? There's another gay icon.
Yes, I mean, and truly, no off position on Charo. She's never not Charo.
Good to know.
But the other thing is, I am taking my solo show, Be Fruitful, to Edinburgh. So if anyone is going to be in Edinburgh for the Fringe in August, please come to my show.
Oh my gosh. Edinburgh is my place of enchantment. I've been 3 times. I love it. It is phenomenal. Go and enjoy. You've been...
Wonderful. No, I've never been before.
Girl, you are going to have so much fun, Guy Branum. It is like all of the weirdos and artists converge on Edinburgh, and if it's flat and you can have some raised seating, they turn it into a theater. I saw a show in the electrical room underneath a bridge. Like, we were literally, but it was like a puppet, and I was sobbing. You're gonna love it. It is
wonderful.
It is an incredible time.
What's your solo show about?
It is a PowerPoint presentation about why I shouldn't exist as an obese homosexual, and which spins out into trying to figure out how you tell stories about people that you've never told stories about before.
Amazing.
All right. Well, I love that clip of you with talking about a large gay baby. So Guy Branum, congratulations on all of the amazing stuff. Make sure you follow him on social media. Where can they find you?
I'm at Guy Branum on all social media except for TikTok, where I'm at Guy Branum Comedy.
There you go. Please follow. You'll get an education and a great little smile that goes on there. Guy Branum, thank you for bringing joy, inspiration, and just a touch of like sissy gayness to all that you do. This sissy gay is really inspired by you. So thank you for taking time out today, and we'll be looking for Waylon Flowers and Madam.
Thank you so much. It was so fun to get to spend the morning with you guys.
Wonderful. We'll go have a cup of coffee and take it easy. All right.
Hello, America. I'm improviser Matthew Van Colton. Stay tuned for more Out Chicago right here on WCPT 820, Chicago's home for progressive talk.
And welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller.
Yes, indeed.
We were rolling along. We were chatting about, the Jeff Award nominations just came out last week, and look at this. I'm just so excited and happy for my friends are all over
there's
here.
a lot of great, a lot of the people we had on the show in the last several months, in the last year, were nominated. A special shout out to our dear friend Kat McDonald.
Come on, Kat.
She helps us with the Pride Parade broadcast. She's come in here as a guest. She's fantastic. Her first performance on the main stage with the latest review at Second City, Pandemonium, Please Hold, she got nominated for Performer in a Review, which is, I got to tell her, I texted her, I said, congratulations. She's like, what?
Oh, she didn't know?
No, she had just gotten off a plane. And also Eddie Mujica, who is also fantastic, got nominated. So 2 from the current show, Pandemonium, Please Hold, got nominated, which made me very, very happy.
And our buddy Alex Lubisher, he's a playwright. His show Pivot got nominated at Rivendell, which is another amazing
tiny little theater company.
Yeah, just doing some great stuff.
Doing some great stuff.
Liz Chittister, I think I pronounced Chittister, from Patsy Cline. We had her on. She was lovely. She got nominated, as did one of her co-stars, Louise Molly Hernandez. That was another real. I mean, it's just everywhere you look, man. We are so lucky.
You know what? I am really, really surprised that because I'm just now looking at that because I've had my head up my butt.
That's okay.
But I'm really surprised that none of the actors from Covenant got a nod.
The play itself.
The play itself did. Yeah. But I'm like, oh, because
that was so good.
Let me tell you, those kiddos.
Really great. That was one of my favorites of the year.
It was, and I loved that we were able to chat with the playwright about everything.
Yeah.
Yep. It's good.
It's all good. There it is. Jeff Awards.
Jeff Awards that were going on here. Oh, wait, no. Oh, no, it was the director. Sorry. I should have done more prep work.
It's okay.
But I didn't. I was sitting there listening to Guy Branum, who just makes me happy. And again, stop that train.
Stop that train. I wrote it down again. Kathy, we got to watch it.
It is Gay Airplane.
Okay, I got to see it.
It is a disaster movie filled with nothing but drag queens. It is, and Guy Branum. It is so funny. It should not be as good as it is, but thankfully it is. It is. There we are. And I went to, during this week, again, I'm very, very lucky because we talk about the importance of community.
Yes.
And I, one of my friends was like, we're going to a movie. So we went to go see The Invite. It is Olivia Wilde, what's his name?
Seth Rogen,
Penelope Cruz, and Ed Norton.
Ed Norton, yeah.
Holy smokes.
People are loving it. So it's worth the hype?
Yes.
Okay, because I've seen all the actors doing their things on Jimmy Kimmel and everywhere around town.
I mean, run, don't walk to go see this movie.
It's very interesting with the two couples, from what I understand.
Yeah, it feels kind of like a sexier, funnier Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf kind of situation. It is Olivia Wilde is quickly becoming one of my favorite directors. Have you Booksmart?
Yeah, I love Booksmart.
So great. The one with Harry Styles, not so much. But this movie, she directed it. Rashida Jones has a writing credit on it. The performances from these four people are just remarkable, and the way they explore married life is sometimes a little ouchy. You're like, oof, oh, I recognize that.
A little close to home.
A little too close to home, but it really is it's stupendous. These four performances are incredible. So
it's supposed to be. I'm glad to hear from you that you really liked it, because I've been curious about it.
It's amazing. It's basically, it takes place in San Francisco. Olivia Wilde and Seth Rogen are a couple, and they're kind of like in a little bit of a rut. And so Olivia Wilde invites Penelope Cruz and Edward Norton over for dinner. And that's
things ensue.
The thing I wanted to see it as a play. Because it all takes place in an apartment.
Yeah, it could easily be done. Sure.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. But I do have to say, we were focusing on community.
Yes.
And I am so blessed to have so many incredible women in my life that really got me through this week. Starting with you and Kathy for picking up for covering for me last week. I needed to take some time.
I'm happy to be here for you. Scott.
Yeah, no, I know. But again, incredible women. I have my friend. I have people who are like, it's very, very convenient if you happen to have a therapist in your world, a nurse who lives right next door in your world, people who are well-versed in they're in recovery in terms of Al-Anon or AA, about understanding things that are not, about surrendering and things that are not in your control.
I have my amazing sister who just, again, it's her birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Father Beth. Nobody else can call her that. Just me. But like she performed a wedding yesterday in Spanish.
Oh my goodness. She's I'd love
wonderful.
to meet her. I've never met her, but she sounds amazing.
She's
she really
incredible.
does.
But I'm like, I am really, really lucky to have community. It's hard. I mean, you have to work at it, to maintain these relationships and to reach out to everybody. But when I tell you the circled the wagons or whatever it was, I have never felt more held, and just like, and loved during a really, really hard time. If you missed the beginning of the show, we had to say goodbye to my dog. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm still a mess. But
you put a lot of love out there, and you know what? It's times like this you feel, wow, how am I so lucky to get all of this? But you know what we put out is what we get back a lot of times, and you have done that, and your friends love you, your people love you. Kathy and I love you, and we, this is when you show your true colors. Is when someone is in need of some support, emotional support, physical support.
Yeah. But again, there's something very, very powerful about, again, putting down your phone, about being with people in IRL, as the kids used to say, in real life, to go and just like to be present. And I am gifted by these incredible people who just shut up. And it could be for, hey, let's go see a movie. You need to get out of here. Or, hey, let's just hang out. Or can I pet your dog, for a little bit? Just having these moments of like real just connection and support. And I want to thank everybody who just really...
We forget as a daily life and the grind and all the things we have to deal with, but this is what makes you stop and take notice about how wonderful life can be.
Yeah.
When you have beautiful people in your life.
Well, yeah, and to drive home the themes of the show this year, it's all about community. It is about finding your people. It is about broadening your community. It is about strengthening and deepening the community that you have. That's the only way we're going to get through this nonsense. Because right now everything is just so... Like I said, stupid. Yeah. It's just stupid. The choices that the people are making, the things that the legislation that they want to pass, it's just stupid.
It is.
And it doesn't help people. It hurts people.
It's cruel and stupid. That's the hard part, too.
That is really the hard part. So if anything, from this weepy show today, what I really hope that you all out there listening take away is to go and be in community. Be in community, put your phone away, hang out with the people that you try to find those moments of true connection, because that is really how we're going to move through this.
And go see some of the fantastic art we have in this town, every aspect of it, music, theater, the Art Institute. Go see Sunday in the Park with George, and then go see the play.
Go see the play. I'm saying, yeah. I mean, it's great, but yeah. So, thank you for letting me exorcise some demons today. And I do want to thank all of our guests, Carolyn, Pinta, and Captain Katie Benn. Just a reminder, you can be a part of the holiday or any. It's now year-round, the card writing campaign. Just look up BG Pride for Buffalo Grove, or go to the Pinta Pride Project. And again, all of the incredible things that are happening with Kokandy. Thank you so much, Derek von Barham, for showing up. Matt, thank you for running the show.
Thanks, Matt. Nice job as always.
Great. Paul, thank you for doing what you do behind this giant glass window. Ella Miller, again, thank you, and Kathy, for all that you have done.
My pleasure.
I really, really appreciate it. And I'm Scott Duff. And until next week, stay proud.